All the other ones we've had today have kind of had a clear favorite, but this one's got some potential, right, for the upset. That's what the desk said. So let's get into this one. It's Inferno, fnatic taking on EG. fnatic with a CT side start, and EG out of the gate, keeping it pretty measured, right? Nothing too speedy here to open up.
Yeah, you say potential for upset, but you've got to keep in mind this is a top 8 major team on the other side in fnatic. Yes, against the grain. Yes, unexpected, but done nonetheless. EG, the question for this team is and has been, especially since Blast, consistency. Can they keep up what they showed us they can do? It's time to find out in this pistol round. Very important taste test for how this BO1 is going to go. And as Kassad said, pistols are a must. Popping up into a 4-man hold in middle. Committed in front of the molly is Wiz, and Roy will find that kill. He's even looking for more. There's many players hanging around mid. She's being pressured at B. Oh, Brehze! Beautiful pistols! He's known for them. 3 headshots out of nowhere. And it's not the first Glock shot on Inferno I've seen from Brehze. 3 on 2. Fasha's going to give up the B site, but he's been flanked. Hex has got the kill. Yes, he does. I wasn't worried.
Got it!
Easy peasy, lemons squeezed. EG with a pistol.
Yeah, I mean, you know, mezii, he is a bit of a pistol player, but in the
Sure.
1v3, he does have the kit. You know, I'm building a bit of a case for it here. This guy, good with pistols, but good enough in the 1v3? No, he doesn't even believe. He's out of there. EG, they've grabbed themselves a pistol, and it's Brehze to do it. I wonder if he changed sense before he came into this game.
That's the question, actually. Damn, dude. Brehze with a Glock. Something else. And I guess this is EG's chance to, you know, not just silence the death, silence the haters, but, you know, even silence Maui's point of, oh, nice shot, of, you know, him saying there's no player that matches up against fnatic. I think on the right day, there certainly could be. I think there's a potential for it, but in terms of being proven, yeah, the point holds. This was excellent for Brehze. fnatic were not ready for it. They peeked deep mid after that kill onto Wiz. They thought it was completely clear. I think one other really cool storyline of this series is we've got Vorborg on the coach of EG side facing his ex-players in nicoodoz and Roy, right? Back from those Copenhagen Flames days. Definitely wants a bit of vengeance there. The first time he's coached against his old boys. So that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, you know, I think it's almost a bit of a shame because it's like having intimate knowledge as to how Roy likes to play. I don't think it's very helpful. It's like, yeah, he's going to run at us and fight us a lot. And you know, we know that's going to happen, but how do you stop that? That's kind of his whole thing.
But that is a really cool, I think it's a cool storyline. Yeah. You know, just considering we haven't seen that matchup yet. And, you know, he's been in this team for 5 months.
Prior to that, was it Copenhagen Flames for over 3 years?
Yeah, correct. They took down some Danes last week. They'll do it again. Back up Banana with 3, the nades and the scout shot. All of this accumulating damage across EG. It may not matter now, but will when the time strikes. However, they leave Banana. And what do they go into? The quad A stack yet again. Now, Brehze was able to dismantle it in the pistol, but a lot more to do. Back turn, shot connects. Roy removes the front man, and there's more coming around the corner. He gets given a second chance. Nice shot for Crims. And the Deegs are connecting devastatingly. Line up, almost. nicoodoz misses the shot. He can't escape Wiz. And with 2 players on 10 health, EG are in hot water.
Yeah, they're going to try and group for the short side play, but into a triple crossfire. Like, what are you meant to do? You got to kill everyone in the blink of an eye, guys, and you haven't even checked the pit. Viz dead. The bomb gets away from them, and EG are saving, believe it or not. Here we are. It's the big save as Automatic runs away. And so fnatic answer back immediately with the Deagles. Usually, I look to mezii to be the Deagler. He purchased the MP9, and so that power, you know, his raw Deagle ability just diffused across the rest of the team.
Yeah, he just kept B on lockdown, kept some jiggles, had a smoke ready, and EG again walk into the stack. This time they don't come out with the goods, though. Some very nice shooting coming out from fnatic. Warm to begin. And already forced by back in for EG. It's their only option. They save 2 guns. Backup ult mid with 5 players as well. EG start, oh sorry, fnatic start triple B. EG already lining up the boost for apartments. This is a good setup for EG considering where fnatic are, but of course they will rotate that third player over into course. However, they don't have any pit player, they don't have any site player yet, so Roy needs to get in position pronto. nicoodoz on top of the boost. A1S is good for this, but that smoke is lovely. It looked high enough that it wasn't going to be seen over. nicoodoz cools it off, puts Crims in the corner. The bait and switch is there. Roy is also anchoring the site. So EG's window of opportunity is closed. They're going to have to win this on gunfights alone. But as we know, Inferno can often be 1 or 2 kills placed at the right time in the same place can win you a round.
Oh, they haven't checked for Crims. They didn't check the cubby, and so he's gotten away with absolute murder. He's out on an island over in middle, traded, deleted, dealt with. And so this one is stolen away. Nice and concisely. Where's the one man to get a kill in the round?
They've seen double long all 3 rounds now from fnatic. All 3 rounds. If they went up short there, that could have been a 5-on-1 into Roy. But yeah, they got the double long smokes in.
That's one that's going to hurt. Like when you go back and look at it, right? Because as you're saying, like the routing up short was fully open. Even if they'd thrown in like the kind of moto smoke to first take this long control and creep up. That would have given them a kind of better staging platform to have checked for Crims in the first place. There was a lot of ways that one could have gone down, and it would have looked a damn sight better for EG, but, you know, it's not info they had.
Of course, with EG being relatively, unproven against Tier 1, with the exception of last week, I think the map pool is a big question for the series, and especially in a BO1, it's kind of hard to find a place where fnatic are going to be uncomfortable. But this has been one of the mainstays of the fnatic roster. I think since mezii took over in-game leading, we did see a lot of parallels in the map pool that he liked to play and the one that Alex often called into as well. Yeah. That being Nuke, Overpass, Inferno, these were the 3 golden maps that Alex really always called into on Vitality as well back in the day. So it's an easy plug-and-play map for fnatic. Of course, everyone's comfortable. EG were picking into this blast twice, got it picked against them once. But this round, unfortunately, is just Glocks, so will be relatively threatening to fnatic. Crossfire in mid, spray from Crims, recovers out of ammo, and that's a kill, but it should be no more. He grabs the gun on the jump. All right, Wiz, put your aim to the test. Some headshot angles here, typically an AWPer. And he's not going to clear that. Why would you?
Yeah, bit of a shame, right? Because you're left thinking, oh, we could have milked that for some damage. We could have tried to make something happen there, but oh well. You're 1v4 down in the pit. You're kind of screwed. You were never going to win it. fnatic on to a third, and now we have EG in with their investment, like bringing out the big guns. I really want to keep a close eye on HexT and his kind of performances for EG. He's someone who I was actually like a fan of in RBG, right? I liked what he was doing there, and I actually quite liked the whole project, right? So when I saw him, move up into this EG team, I was excited. But then, if you recall, back at the major, I think the pressure was very apparent, right?
He seemed very nervous.
Yeah, and that kind of came across in his gameplay. I think he even commented on that himself, just saying like, yeah, the crowd is so loud and it's so intense. And it's not what I'm used to. But that's something that we have to keep an eye on, right? We have to see, will he develop? Will he get used to playing at the top level? Because when we had this guy online, over the kind of COVID era, he looked like the real deal.
Yeah, there's a reason he got upgraded, right? There are many pieces in the EG puzzle, but he's there for a reason. We'll go back to Hex, because Fasha, he's trapped out. Oh, they check him last second. Knife got pulled. They thought they cleared it. He jumps up for more, and the Aubrey aggresses as the molly comes down. nicoodoz has the room to move and groove. He'll take a 4-on-3, forcing EG back into that A attack. Right now, there's only Crims here, though. There's a chance.
Yeah, the slowdown for EG has actually given time for this rotate to come in.
Yeah, that was purpose.
Roy holding on to the long smoke, going to replenish it. You might just have to move through it at this point if you're Brehze, and he will deal with the man in the library. Now just Crims left inside of this A site, but they don't check for him. Crims gets out with one. Brehze runs the smoke. A very important trade. A good heads-up play. Oh, Oh, they thought they got the kill, and nicoodoz will. HexT back at the site in the 1v2. They're moving up through the short side. He's got to be tried and true with the Galil spray. There's one, but not the double. Mezii lays him the rest, and fnatic will get that round after all.
HexT is robbed in that round. He is robbed. I mean, how many knife pulls did we just have? Automatic thought he cleared top B. He didn't. And right there on short, they pull the knife after they put Brehze on 10 health. Thank God there were two players there to finish off that kill. HexT, one more bullet. It looked like it was on it. But unfortunately, robbed by mezii, who is known for his clutching as well. Very solid in 1vx's. Gonna keep that for fnatic for now. Crims, fully blind on short side, thought he got in pit, was just crouching in the open. That was funny. Nice hold for fnatic considering it was just Crims in A for a good amount of time. But it was off the back of winning that banana fight, an area that EG have yet to take back. And this round is no exception. They'll try, and they will get a 1-for-1 through the smoke. mezii cleaned up. Bash is still fighting for top B, but Roy can't really help with this smoke in the way. Does have a gap to peer through. Despite being pistols, there is still a gun in banana somewhere. Can EG grab their hands on it? Yeah, automatic has taken stock. Might want to give it to someone who has a little more health. Or just use it yourself. Go for that entry. Go in first. Fake spam. And it almost baits Fasher out. But Roy had cover as the smoke comes down. And that gun can be cycled, so not the end of the world. Meanwhile, HexT putting pressure on A. The bomb can come back if it wants, but Brehze still sat with it at logs while his teammates group up in middle. Got to make that choice now before the smoke fades and fnatic can peek deep. But they've read it. They've already made the move. And they've read it wrong. They've rotated a third back to A. It's now just Roy. A lot on his plate. Spotting from Coffin. The Fasher's here in time with a flash.
Yeah, something that's scary is you don't really have a way to nullify this angle, right? You got to smoke. That's what's going to have to do it. You don't have the flash to try and get Roy away, so he wants to fight ahead of this. Nothing to blind him, nothing to displace him, so it's an open shooting gallery for Roy, but just one. HexT with the trade, a last-second bomb plant here. Fasher going to pull the brakes. Doesn't want to get ahead of themselves. EG are now armed. 2 M4s in the post plant. Playing together at the back of the site. fnatic slow on this rotate. That flash to set up a peak for Fasher. Starts to nullify a lot of these positions, right? Starts to paint a picture as to how EG are playing this post plant. This gets naded, brought down low. It does a lot of damage, and that really softens him up for Fasher, who goes out with a wide swing, finding both those EG players. It's a very composed retake there for fnatic in the 3v2.
Nice and methodical. They were scared of players still being in banana after that flash came in from HexT, but Crims slowly clears it. And as soon as they have that info, they know exactly where both post-plant players are. The nade, if nicoodoz threw it in dark, would have killed HexT straight up. But instead just softens up Wiz, so both players are low, and fnatic can easily swoop in for the round ender. That was an eco though, and as far as ecos go, 2 kills and a bomb plant. EG, nothing to turn your nose up at, but they've got to build upon it. 5-1, and the AWP is out for Wiz. An interesting talking point alone as well, considering at one point we even had Automatic running the AWP on this EG squad, and you know, a comparison I want to think about is like, to me, Automatic is like the NA res, right? Like, yeah, he may be able to use the AWP, maybe good with it, but he's so good on the rifle, it almost feels wasted. So it's nice to see EG now have a main AWP back in the team. And Wiz has got a lot to do on T-side Inferno. Not an easy half to wield it.
Yeah, not by a long margin. To open up this round, he's just holding for a mid-peak that's never going to arrive, right? nicoodoz has taken his AWP over here towards the top of Banana. Gonna force Wiz to have to make a bit of a move with his AWP.
That bounce flash.
Nice little pop to take Boiler. So now EG have got a nice foothold going in the apartments. We've got this boost. Crims, the man, throwing up on it, and he's been delivering some valiant holds at the A-bomb site. with this crossfire, you know, so well entrenched for fnatic. The only gap is through the apartments, and EG doesn't look like that's where they want this hit to come through. They're going to try and fight for top mid. That's exactly what fnatic want.
Yeah, with 4 players, you almost feel a necessity to fight for the brackets, but the util's kind of constricting, and so fnatic will just smoke off long and peel back. They now need to rotate mezii out if they're not going to fight for mid. And so he shall sneak his way over back to B. Meanwhile, an execute is getting set up, and this is all a fake out from Automatic. It will keep 2 players here. It gives EG a fair fight into this A site, but Roy and Crims are layered in pit together. Dangerous peek for Fasha, gets out with a kill and can escape. 20 seconds.
Yeah, with so little time, you really need to crack your way into this site. And this pit crossfire is so hard to get past, even with time on the clock. The fact that you're feeling so restricted makes it even harder. Wiz with 1, can't connect the second. And so that AWP is gone. Doesn't even really get involved. Doesn't really get a chance to get involved. fnatic looking really good to open this one up. And EG, you know, having to play it to the extremities of the clock, it really hurts them with that, you know, pit crossfire so established for fnatic.
It feels like they're digging their own grave in some of these A rounds. They're setting up, but they're taking too long to commit. Like, Automatic throws in a B fake at about 35 seconds, but they don't commit on A off the back of it. They wait so long that fnatic know it's clear. I mean, the second kill that comes in on that A attack is a B rotate shooting the long player. That's mezii. So, you know, fnatic knew it was coming. They knew Automatic was faking. Every time EG have taken apps, taken short, they just take too long to commit. They need to run these executes quicker, because fnatic are playing very proactive with these rotations.
Oh, lovely.
Brutal.
Lovely little util set up there for fnatic. Then Molly forces the reposition over to Logs. And then they've got you right where they want you for the double nade.
Roy is 3-0 in opening duels right now as well, over on the A site. And when you have things like this going down on B, plus the triple B now, it's just getting worse for wear for EG. They can't catch a break. Flash back in, it is a bit awkward. Fasha will offer up that trade, and now fnatic pull back into the bomb site. No flashes here is a big problem. EG can run smokes, but, oh, I like this wall smoke. It means they've got to fight towards CT, or at least they can if they want to go through that CT smoke. They're going to get into the pool with it. mezii just has to watch the smoke for now. Kind of can't offer up any resistance. nicoodoz needs something here from the back of the site.
Oh, yeah, it's not an easy angle for him to AWP on, and so Nealon will get the better of it. mezii concealed in this smoke. They're not ready for it. He does stop the plant, and with so little time left, someone's got to get on the bomb. Someone's got to recommit to this plant. HexT is that guy. Brehze with the AWP at the back of the site. It's an open plant for CT, and Roy trying to spam him. It's a bit of damage. The AWP tags him back. It's a very awkward fight there. If Brehze got that kill, that could have even forced a save out of fnatic. The fact that it's still in this 2v2 means they're interested in giving it a go. It's going to come down to Crims and what he's able to accomplish from the banana with this flash. Ready to go in and over the top. Roy lines up the flashbang, and now Crims takes this fight. That Molly's going to force a reposition out of the AWP, but there's the trade for HexT, and this time he's able to deliver.
You can see him on the camera as well. He was shouting up a storm. It's something we wanted from HexT, right? It's, you know, we talked about his nerves at Rio. A lot of that probably coming from the crowd, how loud it got, you know, but back at Blast, man, that guy was talking smack. He was screaming at Heroic every game. He had something to say. He had lots of banging lines. We love that. And if you've seen, of course, the new studio setup we have here in Katowice, we do have that frosted glass. It goes down after rounds. nicoodoz is going to have to look at HexT in the eye. That's great. Can it build up confidence here as EG pick up a gun round? Their first since the pistol. I want more of that from HexT. I want him to get obnoxious. Try and get in fnatic's head. Will he be able to? Smokey and Molly, just to try and recommit to top B. Force those CTs out. Oh, great grenade.
The util has been very, very punishing over towards banana. Crim's up on his boost again. It's, you know, only chip damage, but still bringing Brehze down low, going to force a lot of respect out of EG. They can't really commit to selling this top mid control anymore. They're just too wounded. And they're too limited in terms of the util as the kind of end of this round starts to approach, right? And they've got to make a move now. They've got to look to get into this B side of the map, but there's a re-smoke in at top banana.
Ouch.
fnatic starting to pull players around. You might be wondering, well, why is Roy already moving over? It's because fnatic retook top middle. Once Crims did that damage, they moved right in. They have that info now that no one from EG's in top mid, and so this feels almost too obvious to mezii what the intent is in this round.
Oh, there's a good molly though. Fash is still up and over it, however. It's burning him. Last second ticks, and there's the mop-up. Roy comes through the smoke with 2. mezii did the same from the back of the site, and Brehze now with just points of health remaining has to stick that plant. He'll get away with it. There's nades. Oh, there's flashes. Not on the mark. That one will be though, and Roy can swing and finish what he started. 3 kills from the tank of fnatic. 13-4. He's beasting right now. And that was a lovely B-hole, considering how nice of an execute that was for EG. Both smokes down, double molly exec as well. They had a lot of spots covered. Fasher was burnt out too late for him to really do anything about it. But still, we have 2 multi-kill players as EG just run through the choke point. Yeah, as soon as they're looking at mezii, that's when Roy strikes, and no one can even stop him. It's looking very solid here. You know, one thing Maui wanted, what grouping and going for standard executes, their defaults, they've been getting chipped away at, right? Like, blown up in banana by utility. That round pushed low by Crims on the boost. fnatic have done a lot of early damage in these rounds, and EG have been paying the price.
Oh, yeah, that's the proactive nicoodoz starting to flex a little bit on the AWP, but that's suddenly an invitation into this B site, and Fasher was the only B player, the only guy here. So right now, this side of the map is open. fnatic are trying to make up for this by taking a bit of control over in top middle, but they've already lost B. That penny's going to drop now. And EG did have the kind of confidence to follow up with a push there.
But this is so wacky. They might not expect it. 4 down banana flank, dink onto Wiz, and that will call it. If fnatic found that kill, they would have been running everyone up banana on a retake, which would be the last thing EG be ready for. But they get that 1 kill. And that's not the first time we've seen solo B for fnatic either. It's typically been mezii, just anchoring. But this time Fasher on a jiggle as well gets picked by automatic. Very nice shot from a guy who we hold to a high standard in EG, but has been fairly quiet this game so far. However, he has been at the front of the banana takes every time, and we've already talked about how proactive fnatic have been down banana.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that round there, Fasher left his solo B. It's one where, you know, normally you're playing that super passive because you don't have the resources to really contend for everything. And that's where the fact that EG have been very, very timid towards banana actually works in their favor, right? Fasher's not expecting someone to be looking for that fight. The way that EG have kind of played thus far, it would have hinted towards, oh, they're going to take that top banana control, they're going to throw in the util. He was expecting something a bit more telegraphed there, right? And so that peak in Fasher's mind was a low-risk one, just a little info peak. But automatic nailed that one opportunity, and it just rolled out the red carpet for the B play.
You also need, that's the danger of solo B, you need to be spotting to some degree because you need to know when to throw your smoke, right? Like, you can't just gamble it or waste it early because then you're going to get B-rushed. We've seen, you know, mezii and Fasher both play that jiggle. We've also seen Roy on the coffins play that pixel angle. So, you know, you've got to get info somehow, and there's the punish play for EG. So a nice standard round, creep up banana, get your 1 kill, close it.
fnatic is still trying to come in with this aggression to open up rounds. It's a slow builder for EG. They're looking for this control at banana again. Automatic leading that conversation over towards the B side of the map. 3 players here for fnatic. But an apps pop on the cards for EG. And this is going to have a bit more pace behind it. Once again, right, these A plays, the big undoing early on, oftentimes felt like it's because you were just working within too slim a margin against the clock. Well, this time you've got plenty of time, but Crims is going to take it all away. Double kill from the graveyard, and sure, he's naded after the fact, but with a double A hold, he's really done his job here.
Yeah, just shooting full blind as well. Crosshair in the right place. nicoodoz comes through the smoke on Moto. But the AWP is creeping up. AWP v AWP battle now. Wiz, oh, he sees something. He knows where he is. Molly in the pit. No one on that side. They're both in the bomb site. And Wiz is not getting given this frag. nicoodoz can go up and over. He's fallen off the box. Gets caught. But Roy still bails him out with a kill. Make it 2 from the back of the site. Shows a little bit of leg, but Wiz can't grab it. And a wide swing will be the end of his round. 8 now to fnatic. All set up by Crims. Anchoring solid on that A site. And Roy with a double as well. We've had so many multi-kills from fnatic on the defense. It has been beautiful. Every player stepping up to the task. Every player has had a 2K or more round.
Yeah, you know, I feel a little bad for Wiz there as well. Like, he's kind of left to be that guy trying to open, but also you're trying to contact up short, so he can't scope in. Right, so like the whole time he's having to operate on this idea of, I have one chance to nail this shot, and if I don't get it, the round is cooked.
Did that last round, but no one saw it. Now Brehze finds out the hard way. And I love that assistance. Oh, in front of the molly, automatic gets trapped. They mollied the corner just to try and focus Fasher, who's been playing sandbags, but he gets bailed out by a molly from his own teammate. And automatic again, up top B alone, dead. Forces EG into a 3-on-5 execute in A. They have a window. They have only 2 players here right now, but they need to grab it while they can.
Yeah, with mezii already around it long and having re-smoked this, you know, the ship's kind of sailed on you trying to hit this A timing.
I love that though, because he's just trying to force them into this double sight hold, and every time it's come up in the good for fnatic.
I mean, Roy's been a menace, and then you look at the other guy with him inside of the site, and it's Crims, and it's like, oh god. You know, like the terrible twosome of fnatic. Smoke down over towards Moto, does keep mezii trapped on the other side, right? So gives a little window for this 2v2 inside of the site. First kill found, but they can't deal with Crims. And now he's just staying alive and being a nuisance, allowing that timing for mezii Moto smoke.
Yeah,
fnatic up onto 9. And dude, one thing I've kind of noticed so far, right, is EG in a lot of these rounds, and be sure to keep an eye on this once I say it, right? They don't actually have flashes to take sites, and it's so peculiar because like that's not a trend that you're ever really used to seeing. It feels like a lot of this util comes out early, and there's not a lot of intent behind it, right? I've seen a lot of these flashes going out into top mid where there isn't a peak coupled with it. It's more like trying to give the illusion that we're coming for the mid control now, but it's like the whole team's doing that, and so you're not really getting a lot of usage out of the utility. The smokes and molly XX have been nice, right? But you just haven't had that ability to get folks off of angles. And so it's like you're really hinging on winning the gunfight straight up. And yeah. I don't know, man. Like,
no, you're right. The only time they've actually had flashes for an exec was the one they called out of spawn, the triple apps
the triple apps play. Yeah. Exactly. That was it. And even then, it was one flash. That was all they had.
I think a lot of it is the first 3 rounds of this game, they saw quad mid 3 rounds in a row. So, like, they're really expecting fnatic to fight for middle, and they haven't really since the start of the map. They've been happy sitting back in their bomb sites. fnatic, easy anti-eco. Again, we see a faster B approach. The util has been the king for fnatic in the CT side towards B.
So exactly, right? Like, you say that statement, right? You say that, like, the util's been fantastic for fnatic, because it really has. And then that only makes the kind of, you know, the comparison between them that much more stark. You know, it's problematic for EG, whereas for fnatic, it's been a shining light of this game.
Yeah, we've got, you know, mezii on almost 400 UD, Fasher on over 200, and then Roy and nicoodoz 150. So it's certainly been brutal. We've seen this opener for nicoodoz, and it might be yet again an opener as Hex backwalks into this angle. He's the same guy to die to it last time. And he's not in a hurry this. Oh! But nicoodoz can sit here all day. He's got cover. And He's got the shot. 5-on-4, into B we go. It's your only option.
Yeah.
But
we were really left with, but like once again, they didn't want to hit the go button. They want to go back and give some idea of like, oh, we're returning to take this control back.
2 flashes. Let's see where they use them.
Well, one's going to go out. That's that top mid flash I talk about, right? Just getting dropped through, a bit of a scaling flash to give the illusion that you're going to come through this smoke. But guess what? The illusion's already faded. fnatic know you haven't come through because they are in top middle. And so now, you know, they've got a clear picture that this was just a ruse. This wasn't the real deal. That Molotov splits the push-up, forces a smoke out of EG, and now they try to come through it. Fasha, back of the site, trying his best to hold on, but with nicoodoz lending a helping hand from Spawn, it's still looking good for fnatic. Can Wiz be the difference maker? 2 to his name right now, and an AWP in the post plant. Fast wrap at the coffins from Crims, and that'll seal the deal on that round. fnatic onto 11.
That's super awkward. I think they wanted to throw that on-the-fly smoke in CT spawn, but Neelan gets mollied, and so they have to throw the smoke on the molly because he's going to die if they don't, and that leaves CT open. Who's there? The AWP and nicoodoz, who just picks 2 players on the cross. That could not have been easier for fnatic, and again, we go back to the simple fact that fakes have not worked in this game for EG. When they lost this kill, if they straight up HexT B, they would have had a way better chance than waiting all that time, going back to mid, throwing util, the fnatic push through, and then they commit into a B play that's now stacked with 3 players if you count nicoodoz. So yeah, it feels like EG have overplayed their hands in some of these rounds when keeping it simple, especially on a map like Inferno, could have done them a lot better. fnatic, not to say that they have not been at the forefront of this game. They have earned their spot. They have disrespected EG. They've gone through their util. They have won the banana fight every single time. And nicoodoz keeps finding opening picks. So there doesn't seem to be a weak link for fnatic right now. And now there's only 1 round left of the half.
Yeah, life comes at you quick in this one.
Yeah.
They're going to try and do something a little pacier. Yeah, heart goes out to automatic in that one. Yeah. Nothing he could really do to change the outcome of that fight. Brehze offers up another to nicoodoz's AWP. And I do love this, like fnatic, once they kind of get away with kills like this, you'll note that they hold the W button. They keep pressing for that info, because now they know, guess what? That was the attempt at taking banana. That's all it was. And we've now dealt with it. And so as a result, they're that much better situated to actually deal with the real end goal of this round.
A double long, and we've seen how this goes. Wiz needs his first kill, he's got it, won't check the second. That's why the setup's there. Roy able to keep fnatic in this round, favored heavily. 2v4 to close the half for EG. And another smoke on long. fnatic have been throwing more long smokes than EG have. They really just want to force them into this site pit crossfire. Boost up, might actually get seen by this weird cart position. Ooh, he gets spotted, forced into the pit. Up in graveyard, Neelan will deny, but Crims catches him on top of the boost and finishes the job. Tap to close it, 12-3 half. fnatic are here to play in Katowice.
you wanna say? I've been looking for you, looking for you, looking for you. Take me down, leave me lost and found. Take me down, loudly without a sound, and I will rise, and I will fly, rise,
fnatic are cooking up a storm on Inferno. They're leaps and bounds ahead of EG here coming into this. We were wondering if this one had any upset potential, if maybe EG could hit the ground running here, but that hasn't seemed to be the case. There is a huge deficit between these teams right now. And fnatic, if they win the pistol, they're basically there.
Yeah, good as over, I'd say. So EG, they needed that strong start. They got the first pistol, but immediately got forced on. Can't even get a moment of respite. This is nice, though. A little aggressive pistol. It's been spotted, I think. nicoodoz, he's seen something. They're ready for the rush, but the flash is perfect. Down Banana. Nice lineup. Out the gate. EG wrecking fools. Pistols for Brehze. It's another beautiful round from this guy. Roy in a 1v5, and I'm not counting him out because he's picking them apart.
On a moment, that Molly's really started to heat things up for him, though, and so thankful to that in its tracks.
Without that Molly, that's a worry.
A little bit of util goes a long way. Who knew? EG in with another pistol round. Brehze, a force to be reckoned with in the pistol department.
Crazy shots from that guy.
Well, last time, in that first half, they won the pistol. Things looked really good. We were kind of like, oh, all right, Brehze switched on. Well, he just did the same thing here. But in that first half, they lost this round, right? They lost the anti-eco. They can't afford to have that happen again. fnatic have put some money into this. They've got a hero gun on Crims. Eagles for everyone else. And you never write this team off with the Eagles.
No, not at all. They are a force to be reckoned with. Crims on the big AK as well. Going to be going up Banana with this flash. Flash has already got a bit of a foot in it. As a result, fnatic actually don't want to waste their only flashbang. They're going to use it for the B hit instead. Nice call.
What about if they just like lobbed it?
No, Harry.
No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, I mean, it's the right call. It's a nice move. Double B. There's a world this can get weird. That's a nice smoke timing, though, right as fnatic get to the gates. They are shutting their face. They still have 2 more smokes to go for this HexT. Roy, with nothing to lose, is going to go for a pick in A. As long as he makes his play right before his team go in, or tries to kill rotates, however, that is dependent on their success on this B hit. Another smoke, another 15 seconds. Roy getting hungry, and he actually gets that kill into Graveyard. That's going to cause problems.
Oh dear. This is how they often start.
They're just going to walk in.
Kill, it's fine.
They're walking in.
And so now they start to tiptoe up the top of B. Dealing with a swing, but the Deegs are doing it all for fnatic. Roy holds on and
dear.
waits with bated breath in the bottom and middle. And his Deagle's hungry for even more.
NA's crying now. Thanks, guys.
Automatic in the 1v5.
2 and 12. 3 and 12. But unfortunately, they're coming, Harry. They're coming quick. And he doesn't even have a kit. So this is not winnable, even if they ran at him right now.
Dude, it is like the most Fnatic round, though,
Yeah.
right? Like, they have the hero gun. Crims has basically done nothing, man. He's just been chilling out. Like, they gave him the big gun.
Every kill
and then,
Deagle.
and then all the Deags just went and did it anyway. Roy was the guy who dropped the gun over. He didn't even have armor for his double kill. And
Oh,
the
no!
new bomb radius!
Oh, that one's gonna leave a mark.
Ah!
That's like, yeah, that's gonna kill your mental if it wasn't already dead. You're 3 and 12 and you die to the bomb.
Oh, no.
Oh,
That's just, yeah.
Yeah, the bomb. I will say that's a talking point for this event. The bomb radius is big right now, except on Nuke. It's big on Inferno. We knew that. It's upped on Ancient. Man, is it upped on Ancient. We even saw that actually affect a round win at Blast where OG tried to save and there was a stick from Esatag. And also on Anubis, it's pretty sizable as well. So Automatic finds out the hard way. And I feel for the guy right now because this is not.
Yeah, bro, like,
Okay.
in fairness, it didn't cross my mind at all.
No,
that
I
was a
didn't
day.
think
I'm like, yeah, he's fine.
But now, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, trying to save in CT spawn is hard. But, I mean, there were players everywhere else. There were players in library, so it's not like it would have gone much better there either. But my God, if motivation wasn't already at an all-time low, that will do it. A near full eco, I mean, I say that, they've actually bought in, but no armor. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Mind the gap. Mind the gap.
Come on. I wanted to have a little peek here from the coffins, and they do spot a handful of players over at Banana. The thing is, you know, you get that spot, and now they're moving in already. Like, the take is underway. The util starts to rain in over the top. This double coffin setup still not known about by Fnatic. Mezii's feeling safe in the assumption that the site's clear, with the molly having cleared all these tight angles. Follow-up kill for Fasha. That's both the Coffins players dead, and so this one just kind of...
Nice kill.
Hang on. Hang on. Maybe there's a reason.
Calm down, Harry. Calm down.
I'm not getting too excited yet. Not getting ahead of myself, but...
When there's a will, there's a way. Prince will send them away, if you will. 2 on 4. And eventually these smoke shots will just end it. You want to hear a sad statistic? I think the game calls for it.
Go on, then.
In 18 rounds of play, EG have had the first kill once.
You could see how that would be problematic.
Yes, it's a bit of an issue.
Yeah, you know, they haven't really had, like... Because when you look at Fnatic, it's like... You kind of have a lot of players here who feel very, very comfortable going in first, right? But even then, you have someone like Roy who's kind of, I would say, as raw an entry fragger as it gets, right? He loves to be involved in those early fights, and he's very, very good at it. And then you have like this kind of, this vibe throughout the team that there's a lot of other guys that can take that role, whereas for EG, you know, we just haven't had it at all. Anyone who's kind of gone out and sought their fortune has always been on the receiving end of the play from Fnatic. And so EG have just kind of been completely dictated to throughout this entire game. The fact that on the CT side, you know, you have options to try and throw... Oh, it's a lovely mow down, isn't it? You have options to try and throw in gamble stacks and the likes, right? That can maybe try to give you a bit of respite from not being able to get this opener, but you're not going to have much of a CT side to play. You know, you could have some of the best gambles going. You could have some of the best reads on the CT side of this map going. Yeah. But we might never even know about it because there's just no room in this second half for EG to get back into it.
Yeah. And even when EG were, you know, trying to get a bit tricky on their T side, Fnatic just didn't respect them enough to allow anything to happen. They would push through util. They would make a lot of gambles, as you said. So it's going to get worse before it gets better. Wiz with a chance, but doesn't want to hang around a bit too long without cover down bottom mid. Even that play's risky. He'll get out with one shot, no connection. At least no death, not yet. There it is, tag onto Neelan. nicoodoz is very ready for that fight. I don't think he even saw him either. It's fired through. And Roy's been given the room in middle, 25-7. Blimey, that's a good score. Mezii's not far behind. And I mean, even that stat of like only one opening kill, that only backs up Maui's point coming into the game, which was he didn't think there was a single player on EG that matched with a single player, or sorry, was better than a single player in a head-to-head against Fnatic. And I think that is kind of proving itself today. Fnatic are on the money, and they're ready to close to end this best-of-1 opener right here, right now.
That was nearly a collateral, nearly the lineup for Wiz. You could have really done with a bit of chance going your way. But luckily enough, they will start to come together here in this A-hold. Kills apiece, automatic gone. But Brehze still a threat, still a nuisance down in the pit, just harassing this bomb as it tries to come up through short. It's left to Crims, but this guy, he's so comfortable in these A-site duels. The banana flank is super labeled, so Brehze had to win that, and he will.
And an opener as well. Wiz got it. First opener in a long time for EG, and look at the value it has, right? The trade suddenly fall in your favor. Some nice anchor holds from EG, especially Brehze. Even winning that final fight, not only important but difficult. Crims was ready for it. Wide on the angle as well. Brehze's going to keep it under wraps, and EG find their first round since the pistol. What more can it be? Because Fnatic are not going to be worrying about the economy for a long time. A couple of rounds at least. They still under question whether this game will last that long if Fnatic have their way. I like how Wiz was very keen to get involved that round though, pushing himself down mid, fighting ult early. Kind of what we need. Someone to force the issue here for EG. Someone to bring some fire back into this team. He's going to go for it with a run boost. Turns from a flash, though, so he loses the angle. Is he ready for the uncrouch?
Oh, that's a Roy peak right there.
That's disgusting.
That's the smiley face guy.
Ouch. nicoodoz going to get flashed as well. Oh, Neelan plays ahead of it. Great move. Don't know if he heard him get into position or just had the read, but that's a very ballsy swing with a deep banana smoke. He could have been logs, could have been in front of the smoke. No, Neelan knew what was up. Keeps things even for now.
Oh, you got the spot. And you're all good, HexT. It's fine. He drops that smoke in and crosses back. Actually, the smoke hit him in CT, and it's created a little gap, and he noticed that too. He's like, all right, I'm going to go play this. I'm going to try play around this little hidey hole that I've made for myself. EG, in the meantime, this is where, like, you know, if this was Fnatic on the CT side, you'd have a bit of a re-aggression in towards top mid to try and get that info early as to whether or not this is the B commit, and they attempt that now, right? They get the info that this is the B play, this is the commitment. HexT might get flashed through, and he tries to make a bit of a play here. All right, HexT becoming the playmaker. That flash sets him up for a gnarly little double. And so suddenly, Fnatic, this one's not so certain. That bomb gets away from them. These smokes start to fade, and they've got to brawl their way into the B site. HexT is still putting up kills, and there's automatic moving in at the close to find a 6th for EG.
Love that from HexT. I mean, it's a play that had to be made, right? You've already given up the entire bomb site after playing that CT gap, and after it gets refreshed by another smoke from Fnatic, he was completely locked out. Right-clicks a smoke through, pops through it, and then multi-kills. Beautiful round from HexT. Exactly what EG needed to keep this game going on. Trying to bring some life back into the second half. And Fnatic still throwing a lot of money in, not quite everything. They can rebuy again after. I actually really like this call, because it could still be ended with a buy like this. We saw what their Deagles can do. They've got an AWP to boot. EG, no round comes for free. Not with what Fnatic is showing us today. And it gives me a lot of hope. I think that's always a question with the play-in, Harry, right? These opening favorite teams, how will they perform against the lesser opposition, right? We saw it earlier, Cloud9, solid eye test against IHC, had no problem. It happened again, Spirit destroyed Greyhound. What we wanted from Spirit, again, another team that made the playoffs of the major. Fnatic also fall into that same category, and it's given me a lot of faith to start the year out. So, you know, all three of the favorite teams, all three in the playoffs of Rio, and all three looking solid.
Ooh. Playing with that little pixel angle again. What do you say? You've been given faith right now. It's HexT looking for the cross. Nealon over at the coffins as well. They've got this crossfire solidified, but fnatic are now moving in. That smoke gives HexT a little more room to play with at the back of the site here. Means he can move out to the pillar, pick and choose his battles that much nicer. HexT with the mow down. All right, lad, that's more like it. Another big multi-kill from this B-site player. He's going to lose his teammate, but there's nothing else past this point. There just isn't time for fnatic. nicoodoz saves.
Careful.
nicoodoz tries to save, and he will get away with it. Brehze does not commit to that fight, does not commit to the flank, and so the AWP is saved out of the round. That was always kind of the idea there for fnatic. I actually really like that. Playing into the B site late, keeping the AWP banana comfortable in this idea that if we get into B, we plant for banana, the AWP is right where it needs to be, and if we all get wrecked by a guy playing around the smoke at pillar, well, then that AWP saves.
2 3K rounds on the B hold for HexT. I mean, that's excellent right now. It's what EG needed. It's just a shame.
Dude, now it's going to hurt
15.
even more.
Yeah,
like,
exactly,
if they lose this, because then it's like, man, like, what could this have been? It could have been so much more.
Fast again at banana. EG do 0 utility damage. It's only one player throwing the nades, but they're already through them. That's the danger. Elon grabs a volley, and he's got many more sets to throw. That's 3 sets of utility to insinuate that there's more players here than there are, but fnatic don't care. They've got nothing to lose with an eco rush like this. Nealon's flashed out of the site, and he's got no one to pop him back through this smoke like HexT did previously. These may just be pistols, but fnatic have the ground. They have the real estate, and they have an AWP in the post plant with the bomb for him.
Yeah, it's basically a rinse repeat of that last round, and this time nicoodoz is gonna get to play into it on this AWP. Collection of pistols in that smoke almost dealt with, but there's this entirely separate fight for the banana control that nicoodoz doesn't want to give up. Trapped in at the pool, but nicoodoz here with this AWP to give a bit of overwatch, to lend a helping hand. Ooh, through the smoke. Nealon's had his piece of the pie. They're on the bomb, they tapped it, but nicoodoz puts a stop to it. Third in the round, and now spamming with this Glock. It's not connecting. EG on the bomb, they're sticking it, they're sticking the defuse. nicoodoz can't quite stop it. A damn good try. 4 in the round, 1 off the ace, but not enough to win for fnatic.
I'm crying in the club. That was crazy. That should have been it. If he reloaded the Glock carry, I think he would have won it. There were low players there. They were both spamming. I guess he thought he got them off. Not enough. Hits the shot, not on the diffuser, and Automatic, the player who has had the roughest map right now, is the guy to stick the bomb and win the round. That's got to feel somewhat good for EG. A round they should not have won, which was a 5v3 in the post plant, and Nealon chucks himself over the coffin smoke and doubles up in pool. EG steal it away. They should have never had that round, especially with this spam. I mean, look at that. You'll take it. You'll take it. But that should not be their round.
Well, so that was the eco.
Yeah, but you do play a little looser, right? So I don't think fnatic are going to run that same pace. Probably going to get a more standard round. But even if you just want to compare banana control, EG have not had anything of the sort against fnatic. They actually, despite starting Triple B, only throw 1 molly. They don't want fnatic to know they're stacked up this site. They kind of want them to run into this setup.
I actually think that, like, the whole not facing fnatic banana, I think that is actually a reasonably sound way of dealing with them, as weird as that idea is, because it's such important control and you normally are fighting for it. But instead, EG are going to look to throw these in like one-off moments, right? It's not like a staple of the CT side. Instead, they come at you with a bit of banana aggro every now and again, just to keep you guessing. And I think that's good, because fnatic are gnarly at these banana fights, bro. It can be such a good way of them finding 5v4s normally. So you're at least removing that element of risk from it.
Look at him go.
Roy, man who never really knows when to stop moving forward, the Dory of Counter-Strike, some would say. Just keep moving. And he is in a great spot, but Automatic checks for him, and now the B play's triggered.
They wanted it to be, but Smoke is still down. Wiz is firing off from coffins. They don't have a smoke for him yet. Mezii's lining something up, but he's got to pick his poison. CT or coffin, which will it be? They saw him. They know he's back in the bomb site, and they'll shoot him over the smoke. Wiz could not get comfortable, and Neelan's getting hot and heavy towards the back of B as well. This might be it unless Hex comes through with another multi. He cannot. Spammed after one. Bomb stuck. Automatic moving in, but Crims is here to slam the hammer down.
Oh, he half-checked it, but looking away, Crims has slipped the knife in. 3 in the round from the anchor man, and fnatic teed up to take this. Brehze does do damage, but into the crossfire he goes, and it's fnatic picking up the win in their debut at Katowice at 16-8. It ends up taking them a little while, a little more labored towards the end, but they do get it over the line.